Hello out there, we're on the air, and for the 5th time in 2024, it's race day today here at the hallowed grounds of the Talladega Superspeedway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Talladega, Alabama for stop number 5 of the 2024 Winston All-American Series, the Winston Select 250. So welcome you to the track with live coverage on the North American Sim Racing Network from high in the sky in the press box, or in this case, in reality, my dorm room. My name is Trey Wright for the NASRN. Yes, this race is being broadcasted from a college dorm room in New Jersey, but none of that. That's just a little tidbit there. Let's get down to the action. 42 drivers ready to do battle at the one and only Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega County, deep in the heart of Alabama. It's getting ready to have another fantastic race here in the Winston All-American Series. We've had 4 fantastic races so far. We're looking to go 5 for 5 in 2024, and it's Talladega. There's no other way to describe it. Anybody has a chance to win here today, including Owen Miles, who is looking for his 3rd straight win in the WAS. He won the last race at Homestead, Miami, the last lap pass over Bradley Ream. Miles, like we said, starts in the 40th position all the way back in the field, but he has a solid shot as well as anybody to win here today with how good the draft is here at Talladega. This is the Speedway Physics version of Dega, so the cycle is going to be all over the place here at this track. But taking a look at the point standings coming into the 5th race of the season, this marks the 3rd of the way point through the inaugural season of the WAS. Roy Ribbleton retains his point lead, a 25-point lead over Matthew Hubert, in fact. Ribbleton starts relatively up to in the field. He starts in the 14th position compared to Hubert, who starts in the 18th position. So those two relatively close to one another. 3rd in the points is Caleb Rose. He starts towards the rear end of the field. Then we've got Nathan Orman, who's climbed up a couple of positions. Jim Vincent left. Alex Lozano. Owen Miles, who's gained 8 spots, is in 7th. John Andrews, Cole Sampson, and Toby Murphy round out your top 10 in the points. But the championship isn't for another couple of months in Daytona, and that is then, this is now. Without further ado, let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports and fire the engines for today's 29-lap contest at Talladega.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines roar to life here at the Talladega Superspeedway, all 42 cars rolling off of the pit lane. Roberto Crown Jr. on the pole position here today. Starting alongside him is Rogel Dorn in the 8. Danny Fallington, who dominated the back end of the race at Homestead only to have an engine failure. He starts in row 2. Alongside him is the 13 of Ryan Durrani. The whole field rolls off, and they do. Trey Smith starting in the last position. He could go from last to first here today. Looking through the roster here. As the field rolls off, this is the same version of Talladega that is used in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, obviously. Excuse me, it's Logan Williams in the 13. It's Durrani who is in the 12, I believe. Where Durrani is. I know I hate doing this, but it is Durrani in 12. I don't know why I get those two confused. But as the field goes down the back straightaway, your race analysis at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. It's a 29-lap race with no fuel mileage here at Talladega. No previous winners here. Obviously, in the track length, it's 2.66 miles in length with 33 degrees in the bankings. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention that the start-finish line is not in the tri-oval. It is over towards turn 1, and that has provided some fantastic finishes here, both in real life and in NR2003. So as the field rolls through turn 4, Crown Jr. with his first pole of the season will lead the field to green in about 20 seconds. Pace car makes a hard left-hand turn down the pit lane. They're through the tri-oval, but not quite to the start-finish line yet. Crown Jr., Dorn, Williams, Fallington, and the rest of the field go through the race's restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We are live here from Talladega. Didn't take long for them to fan out to 3 wide already as Fallington dives to the inside of Crown Jr. behind them, 3 abreast for third, excuse me. Again, they can do 3 wide with ease. It's just when they get 4 wide, that's when you have to worry. But Fallington to the point, Roszwalski right behind him. Ream now goes down to the inside. Skylar Taylor thought about peeking at 3 wide as Roszwalski makes a block down to the inside, but Fallington at the stripe will lead lap 1. Crown Jr. falling back. Dorn falling back even further. He's behind he's behind Crown Jr. as they're 3 wide, but that outside lane doesn't work here at Talladega. The inside lane is dominant, much like Daytona. Taylor and Roszwalski move down to the inside. Fallington trying to block 2 lanes at once, but it can't block that 82 Pontiac. Now it's Tristan Roszwalski to the point. 3 wide back in there for about 20th. Now it's Taylor who dives down to the inside, trying to beat out that 82 at the line. She will have the dominant line. A push there from the 26 of Sampson. And Taylor will take the race lead here and lead lap 3. And already we've got a crash in the back, and it's a big one. And Ribbleton's involved in it too. About 9 cars. Junkyard down in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Logan Alexander, Ribbleton, Tyreek Hartman, Alex Sandoval, Trey Smith. 37 car, the 33 of Mike Vincent Jr. That's the 37 of Chris Reynolds. Nathan Stapleton in it as well, and they race back to the start-finish line. Have to be careful they don't wreck again. Matthews and Taylor, door-to-door at the stripe. It's going to be Dylan Matthews who will lead the field back to the caution flag. A tough break for about 8 or 9 drivers. There's an 8-car pileup to put us under the caution flag for the first time today, and it has not been Nathan Stapleton's day, or season rather. He's had a couple of DNFs in the going here. First, same thing for Mike Vincent Jr. Barely talked about him all season. Sandoval's been up there in the wrong places. Trey Smith, haven't talked about him. Our North Wilkesboro and Michigan winners caught up in this, and Roy Ribbleton, the points leader. Not a good start for him today either. But it doesn't look like anybody will pit. We'll make sure they all get sorted out under this caution flag. It's good to see Dylan Matthews running up towards the front here. He was up in the mix of things in Michigan. Currently Matthews sitting in 38th in the points, so not a good start for him. But nobody else coming down. So let's take a look and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the afternoon here in the Talladega Superspeedway in the Winston Select 250. So we mentioned 4 wide can be a killer here at Talladega, and right on cue, Trey Smith gets hooked by Logan Alexander, who in turn left rears the 5 of Nathan Stapleton. Chris Reynolds caught up as an innocent bystander, and all 8 cars going into the outside wall, including Roy Ribbleton, who was the 3rd car from the inside in that 4-car fray. Sandoval, Vincent Jr. just caught behind these at the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't imagine any of these guys will retire. Maybe Reynolds and Stapleton I can see, as Hartman nearly goes upside down as the cars transition onto the banking. But an 8-car accident puts us under the caution flag for the first time here today, and everybody was able to drive away from the scene, thankfully. We'll take another look at this accident in real time, and then we'll get you back to the action here in the Winston Select 250. Following in real time with the POV of Roy Ribbleton, trying to shoot the gap at the end there, but couldn't quite get it. He, along with the other 7 cars involved in this, will unfortunately not win today here at Talladega. But it was Dylan Matthews who led the field back to the stripe under the yellow flag, and he will be your leader when we go back to the green flag racing action here at Dega. We return to live coverage here at Talladega Superspeedway, wrapping up our first caution of the afternoon. It was just Roy Ribbleton and the 37 of Chris Reynolds who retired from that 8-car accident in turn 1. And that's not good for Ribbleton. He will only get 5 bonus points for... We will get 5 points for the race today, but 40 cars remain on the track. All of them are on the lead lap. Owen Miles, last week's winner, right now with the fastest lap, so has those bonus points right on him. And just as I say that, Tristan Roshwalski with an engine issue goes down to the inside, and he will join Ribbleton and Reynolds in the garage area. Tough break for Roshwalski. He was up there fighting for that lead. So 39 cars remain on the racetrack here at Talladega. Your top 5 going back to the race's restart zone. Matthews, Taylor, Monaco, Murphy, and Durrani. Green flag back out on the Alabama air. Already closing in on 20 to go, and now that they're not restarting double file, it'll take a while for the pack to reform. Eric Monaco, a man on a mission. Hasn't had a lot of luck in the early goings of this season. He's already down to the inside of Matthews for the top position. 2x2 for the first 5 rows. Getting a push there from Durrani in the 12. Rich Roy right behind them. 3-car breakaway for the race lead. About to be a 4-car breakaway if John Andrews can get up in the fray. No, Andrews ducks down to the inside. Same with Durrani, side by side for 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Durrani at the stripe will just edge out Monaco for the lead. And I got some cars hitting the pit lane. Roshwalski coming back. Not sure if Hartman or the 17 of Josh Harmon got into it, but we remain green. But back up at the front, 3 wide for the penultimate position. As it's Donnie Fallington to the inside, his brother Danny 3 rows back. Here comes Caleb Rose, and 35 nearly gets the nose taken off by Fallington. Donnie at the stripe, leads lap number 10. 19 laps to go here from Talladega. We'll see if they can keep it green, but I don't think they'll be able to as Caleb Rose gets a push from Bianchi for that race lead. Now Bianchi to the inside of Caleb. Danny Fallington with pushing her. Fallington side by side. Now Bianchi gets split down the middle. 3 wide for the race lead. As a push from Peter Roshwalski sends Danny Fallington to the race lead. And it looks like there might be getting set to go 4 wide here. They are catching up to lap traffic. We'll see if they go 4 wide before they hit the lapper. They aren't going to go 4 wide as they go through the bottleneck, and they're going to catch up to Hartman in a hot second. Roshwalski to the inside of Danny Fallington. Jana Fogelman now up to 2nd, now going for the lead. Drafting help from Samat Oskin as they catch up to Hartman. Hartman is going to split them in the middle and is going to hold up that middle lane as Fallington gets hung out to dry, but will get a run on the outside lane as Hartman holds up the center line. I don't think Hartman has that much damage, but he will go to the outside lane. Now he's holding up Fallington. Now they're going to go 4 wide here. This could get close. Riley Sampson there in the 10, trying to get to this top group, but it's a 5-car breakaway for the race lead. Up in 4th place, no surprise, Owen Miles looking for 3 wins in a row. I don't believe we've ever had that on the North American Sim Racing Network, but it's still a long way to go, a long time to get there as they go 3 wide for the race lead. Roshwalski washed out to the outside. Cole Sampson in the 26 to the point. Dorn behind him as the cycle now restarts. Dorn will lead lap 12. Riley Sampson behind him. Brian Ferris in the 73 now pushing that 10 car up to the point. And now it's gonna be interesting to see these guys catch up to this 5-car lap down breakaway, but they're gonna have to get around Rushwalski first. He's back out on the track. There's a 17, or there's a header issue for the 17 of Harmon. That's why he was down the pit lane. I'm not sure what the issue that was for Rushwalski, but he is scored 1 lap down, about to be 2 laps down. If they don't go 4 wide first, they're getting a little edgy in the back there as they're 3 wide for the majority of this field. And a wreck towards the front would take out pretty much everybody, and they're going to catch Rushwalski right in a bad place. Reggie Fogelman has to really check up there, and Will Parrish is going to scoot on by in the 18. Rushwalski is holding up this entire field right now. Buchanan will get by, and they're 4 wide. Man, I don't think I've ever seen a car hold up an entire pack like Rushwalski did, and I think he's down a couple of cylinders as he is going through this pack like poop through a diarrhea-infected goose. And that's held up Dorn, Sampson, and Miles. And that's going to split this pack up a ton here. But it's a 6-car breakaway for the lead. Actually, excuse me, no, it's a 6-car breakaway for second. Then they're catching up to Will Parrish. Parrish is in his own zip code right now. You never see a lead of a second half at Talladega. Again, I've never seen that before. And that is completely crazy to me. But Will Parrish looking like Bill Elliott with how he's running, but now he's going to get swallowed up by this pack. Orman nearly takes the rear bumper off of the 18. Fortunately, he didn't sideswipe him as Parrish will lead his second consecutive lap, and that was a bad lag spike there. Juan Rodriguez will now go to the front, drafting help from Donnie Fallington. Now this pack is starting to reform. We've got some unfamiliar faces up in here. Bradley Ream, he was in the thick of it. Meanwhile, they're 4 wide through 4 as Parrish gets shuffled to the outside. Taylor making a bonsai move down on the bottom lane near the apron. There's fought back to 3 wide, and just as I say that, right in front, Kasumi Takashi and Toby Murphy right in front. Takashi upside down again right in front of the field. Oh, and Takashi up into the catch fence. And that 62 Chips Ahoy car destroyed. Murphy destroyed. Same with Sampson in the 10. Logan Williams in the 13 caught up in it. And I cannot believe that was not bigger than it was. But Takashi going into the catch fence Bobby Allison style. We already mentioned Bill Elliott in the 1987 reference, but Takashi hitting both ends of the coin there. And man, with how far the how far back the rest of the second pack was, I am shocked that it wasn't a bigger accident than it was. Only 3 or 4 cars caught up in that melee. You can see the tire marks down the back straight away. Saw Fogelman in the 2 was in it as well. And Hubert involved in it as well, so it was a little bit bigger than we thought. So a huge shakeup in the points is Caleb Rose right now. Currently, don't know where Caleb Rose is. Trying to find the 35 car. Probably easier to find him there. Rose right now towards the rear end of the field in the 28th spot. He's in the 28th spot as Logan Williams goes to the garage area. So Caleb Rose with an opportunity to try and take the points lead away here. But Donnie Fallington led them back to the stripe. We're going to get this race restarted with less than 10 laps to go. But let's take a look and see what happened to bring out the second caution of the afternoon. A wild ride for Kazumi Takashi in the 62 machine. So it's Matthew Hubert trying to make an Ayrton Senna move and shoot the duck between Fogelman and Williams, and it ends up pinching the 2 Mickey Bob car. And Takashi, an innocent bystander in this one. And then down there, Toby Murphy, wrong place at the wrong time, rear ends the 62. That's where he gets caught up in, but this is where it really gets ugly. There is right side or left side, driver's side. Sampson gets into Takashi, and there goes the 62. Tell you, she's taken a couple of really bad hits here this season so far. And oh, Peter Rashwalski right there. Close for him, but Takashi up into the catch fence. I said initially it looked like Bobby Allison, but looks more like Neil Bonnet's crash. And what was it, it had to be before 1994. I think it was 1991 here at Talladega. Neil Bonnet flipping into the catch fence like that. And a tough break for all those guys involved, but Takashi, I thought Monaco was going to hit her right here. But a tough going for the driver of the 62 Dodge. And that Chips Ahoy car is crumbled here on the front straightaway at Talladega. Following in real time with Takashi in the 62, just gets caught up in it. Hit once by Murphy and then hit again by Sampson, and up and over she goes. Barrel rolls up into the catch fence, the rest of the field thankfully not piling in, and she comes to rest down there. And I want to go on board here with the 38 of Peter Rashwalski, because he had a heck of a close call there in the Bud Light Monte Carlo. You see the wreck happening right in front of Rashwalski. The 62 flipping and just barely is able to scrape by with minimal damage on the wall. But Takashi, unfortunately for her, will be knocked out of this one along with Sampson, Williams, Murphy, and probably somebody else that I'm not mentioning. But Donnie Fallington led them back to the start-finish line. He will most likely be your race leader when the field goes back to green with less than 10 laps to go here in the Winston Select 250 from Talladega. And we're back here at the Talladega Superspeedway, wrapping up our second yellow flag of the afternoon. 4 cars were taken out in that accident, ranging from Logan Williams to the 62 of Kazumi Takashi, and Dylan Matthews threw a piston under the caution flag. He will join Williams, Riley Sampson, Toby Murphy, and Takashi in the garage area. 34 cars remain on the racetrack. 32 of them are on the lead lap. We're going to get this contest restarted with 9 laps to go from Dega. Your top 5 going back to the Reese's restart zone are Fallington, Buchanan, Taylor, Rodriguez, and the other Fallington. Green flag back out in the air. We'll see if the Fallington brothers elect to work together, but it's a good jump for the first 4 cars in line. Taylor will get punted out to the outside, and she will lose some positions to Danny and Bradley Ream. Rodriguez makes the first move. We'll see if they can make it green for the next 8.5 laps. And lap traffic should not be an issue for the rest. So this is a race to the end. And now the field's starting to bunch back up in here. Danny trying to push Donnie out in front. Danny goes underneath Rodriguez. This is for second. The Fallington brothers looking to go 1-2 right now. Donnie blocking for his older brother. Now Danny goes down to the inside of Donnie. The Fallington bros side by side for the race lead. Orman thought about making it 3 wide for the top spot, but thought better of it. He files back into line, and he's going to push the 65 to second. Danny to the race lead. He goes high. Now goes back down low. Orman following him. Donnie will fall back in the 25. It's Danny leading here. Now Nathan Orman to the inside of Fallington. Help from John Andrews. Orman now to the point. I think they are going to catch that 82 of Rushwalski. Now Will Parrish back out in the fray. He's going to make a 3 wide for the race lead as Andrews gets caught in the middle. Meanwhile, it's actually Orman who's going to be caught on the outside, and he will go back to the end of the line. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get passed there by Sampson. Danny shuffled out of line. Jana Fogelman pushing Brian Ferris to the race lead. 6 to go as they cross the stripe. And they were 4 wide for a split second. They are going to stay 4 wide. They're 4 wide for 2 rows as Orman goes down to the inside, or moved down to the inside. Oh, Roy and Bianchi, they're making some contact as they go through 4, but they're able to keep it off of one another as Roy will move back in the 22. But it's getting really racy up here. Rushwalski to the inside of Ferris. 5, count them, 5 laps to go here from Talladega. Rushwalski with a push. Rushwalski with a push from Stover. If I can speak English. Stover with a run. He's going down to the inside. Help from Durrani. Side by side for second. Now side by side for the lead. Looks like they are going to catch Tristan Rushwalski before the end of this one. Meanwhile, his brother Peter up to the outside. Washes up, falling back. With how strong this cycle is, if this goes caution-free, I'm liking where Cole Sampson and Donnie Fallington are sitting right now. But 4 to go as across the stripe. It's Dorn to the race lead. Vincent left right behind him. Monaco up to 3rd, trying to block Skylar Taylor, but she'll go down the inside. They are going to catch Rushwalski and potentially Logan Alexander as well. That 82 is horrendously slow. And they're going to catch him in a bad place again. And he's going to hold up that entire inside line. And it's an 8-car breakaway for the top spot. Oh, and they're 4 wide again. Owen Miles in the middle of that. Thought they were going to go 5 wide. They got to get out of this before they bottleneck again, and they'll get out of 4 wide. But Rushwalski holding up the rest of the field with 3 laps to go. They are going to catch the 31. Logan Alexander will be a factor in this one, but it's Vincent Leff in this top spot. This top group of 8 cars, all in contention to win. I don't think Fallington and this pack are going to be close enough to make something happen. They're about a 1.5 seconds off. Maybe about 2 seconds. Stover forcing his way. They're 4 wide for a second. But at the stripe, Popsicle sticks high in the air. 2 laps to go. Lozano on the outside in the 16. It's John Andrews in the 55. Durrani in the 12. Monaco in the 1. They're catching up to the 31. Alexander is going to play a part in this, and Durrani down to the inside of Andrews. They're right on the back end of Alexander. They're going to catch him going through turn 4. Durrani to the inside. And they will split the 31. Oh no, Lozano will take him out. Both cars going upside down. The caution will come out. And Durrani at the stripe will lead them on the white flag. And it's a melee as Reggie Fogelman will get into the 31. Ream destroyed. And the race will end under caution. I think it was just those 3, including Alex Lozano as well, who got taken out. And a finish under caution here at a crazy race at Talladega. I was getting Durrani confused with a 13. They're both gray cars. One's numbered 12 and one's numbered 13. 13 cars in the garage area with a 12 of Ryan Durrani if he does not have a mechanical issue in the next 30 seconds. Is going to be... It's going to receive a one-way ticket to Gatorade Victory Lane here at Talladega. But this is Talladega, ladies and gentlemen. The 3-caution day is what was on the itinerary, but coming to the checkered flag, Ryan Durrani wins the Winston Select 250. Bit of an anticlimactic one here as Matthew Hubert will get the fastest lap bonus. But Ryan Durrani is going to victory lane here at Talladega. Eric Monaco second, Rogel Dorn third, Jim Vincent left, and Brad Stover your top 5. Andrews, Ferris, Buchanan, Sampson, and Fogelman your top 10. Take a look and see it, everybody who's knocked out from this race. See Fogelman there, caught up in that accident on the last lap, and we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what happened to bring out the third and final caution here at Talladega in the Winston Select 250, an accident with the lap car of Logan Alexander that sent him upside down here at Talladega. So coming to the white flag, Alex Lozano is going to give Logan Alexander a tap, and it's going to send both those cars into the outside wall. 31 looking like Austin Dillon in 2013, but another catch fence crash in this one as Lozano will go upside down in that Burger King Ford. And then coming back down the racetrack, Bradley Ream is going to be coming in a couple of seconds. There's Ream in the 19. And I think it's going to be, he's going to take a shot from, Logan Alexander is going to take a shot from Bradley Ream as Caleb Rose barely misses. Same with Fallington, but Ream driver's side, a hellacious hit on that Chickies and Pete's 31. Will Parrish shooting the gap between a pair of flipping racing machines. 3 cars going belly up, and then there's, Reggie Fogelman and Tyreek Hartman hitting the 31 there at the last second. 6 cars involved in this lap 28 accident to end the race. A couple of hellacious hits there for the 31 of Logan Alexander. My, oh my. Following in real time with the 31 of Alexander, your Michigan winner. Upside down goes Lozano, and down the 31 slides right into the path of Bradley Ream. Nowhere for Bradley to go. He goes upside down, and then Fogelman with a hard hit in the 2. He slides down the pit lane, nearly hits the official there. What a race. And what a finish. But Ryan Durrani going to Gatorade Victory Lane here at Talladega. And that's going to do it here from Dega here in the Winston Select 250. Congratulations to Ryan Durrani once again for winning the Winston Select 250. And we're a third of the way through the season, ladies and gentlemen. 5 races down, 10 to go. And we're going to be we're going to be at a new track here on the NASRN in just a couple of days. We're going all the way out to the West Coast, the great state of Oregon, for the Freightliner 200 at the Oregon International Speedway. Going to be a fun race there from Oregon. After that, I believe it is Thornton, which that shall be fun as well. Got a couple of really fun tracks here, really fun races coming up in the Winston All-American Series, but it is go time for the rest of the field, nearing the halfway point through the inaugural season of the WAS. But that's going to do it here from the Talladega Superspeedway. Congratulations again to Durrani for his win in the Winston Select 250, and that is all I've got. Thank you all so much for tuning in today's broadcast of the Winston All-American Series, and we will see you in Portland, Oregon on February 7th for the Freightliner 200. Good afternoon, or good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after Race 5, and from Talladega, Alabama, my name is Trey Wright for the NASRN. Have a good evening, folks.